What's up, guys? It's Lord Bother here with another video, and Emilia Perez. I know you hear that name and you're like, that sounds like a liberal senator or some 90s Latin American pop star. But no, that generic Latin female name is actually a musical film that came out recently on Netflix. And it's been nominated for 13 Oscars. And probably like you, I only heard about it about a week ago. Some of you might not have even heard it until now in this very video, because that's how little people seem to have cared about it coming out. Mostly because if you actually see the film, even clips of the film, you can recognize it is a completely dog shit movie. I mean, it's terrible. It's awful. Like, universally hated. Let me put it to you this way. The film is about a transgender woman, and the hosts over at the Daily Wire are saying that's like the fourth worst thing about this movie. Do you know how bad a movie has to be to do that? If you have seen any of this film, you've probably seen this clip.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation.
I see. Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina. Is it for you?
For me.
What would you like to know about it, madam?
I want to know it all. What is the protocol, the techniques and the risks? How many operations? How much time do you need?
Mammoplasty.
Yes.
Vaginoplasty.
Yes.
Rhinoplasty.
Yes.
Laryngoplasty.
Yes.
Mammoplasty.
Yes.
Vaginoplasty.
Yes.
Rhinoplasty.
Yes.
Laryngoplasty.
Yes.
Control laryngoplasty.
What is that?
Adam's apple reduction.
Yes.
And if you're like, oh, maybe that's just one sequence, it's not done well, blah, blah, blah. No. The whole movie is like that. I've seen multiple clips of multiple different scenes, and it's all just terrible. The movie is filled with awkwardly delivered dialogue. Zoe Saldana giving what I think is an over-the-top performance. And as you just heard, musical numbers that are tone-deaf in more ways than one. It's also a movie that's confirmed what we believed for a very long time. Selena Gomez cannot act. She can act like a Disney Channel star can act, but not really anything beyond that. And if you're like, oh, well, yeah, maybe you don't like it and a lot of other people don't like it, but what is the actual audience scores? What do audience think of it? Well, that's easy. The audience hates it. 30% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's actually been falling. 76 from the critics, but again, the critics are woke and gay, so they're into this kind of thing. And even then, 76% is the highest they can shill it up to. But even still, though some critics are obviously shilling for this movie and greatly promoting it, it's been nominated for a record, again, 13 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture and Best Actress, and you could probably guess which one got nominated for Best Actress. But while some critics are greatly promoting it, there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of mainstream outlets that do not like this movie and have been very vocal about how much they do not like this movie. This comes from Teen Vogue. Why is Emilia Perez hated in Mexico but Oscar nominated in the US? Because yes, people in Mexico, because this movie is supposed to take place in Mexico, hate this movie. Mostly because they don't like how Mexicans are portrayed in this movie. This comes from Slate. Emilia Perez is not a good movie. It won 4 Golden Globes and dominated Oscar nominations. It's offensive on multiple levels. Emilia Perez shamelessly exploits real-world issues all in the name of campy entertainment. No, Hollywood, Emilia Perez is actually terrible representation for Latinas. Emilia Perez is not good trans representation. That's from GLAAD. GLAAD is dunking on this thing. And here we have one of the most telling headlines because it comes from The Atlantic. And The Atlantic is far from a conservative publication. The Oscars have left the mainstream moviegoer behind. The Academy found its nominees on the International Film Festival circuit, not at the movie theater. And that article basically states that not just Emilia Perez, but several other international films were nominated for Best Picture this year. And it seems that the Academy is becoming more and more niche and less relevant, something we've probably known for a very long time, as their ratings continue to go down and down and down year after year, and they are including less popular films and less American films. Which leads us to the question, why should we even care about the Academy Awards anymore? I stopped caring a long time ago. If you're the Hollywood industry, honestly, I'd stop caring about the awards. If you have dog crap movies like Emilia Perez, they're going to be nominated over things like Dune Part 2. And I wasn't even that big of a fan of Dune Part 2, but I could recognize that it was a very, very technically well-made film. But no, we're going to nominate a terrible, tone-deaf musical from Netflix that is a story about a drug kingpin who decides to get a sex change, abandons his family, then returns as a her and begins a crusade against the evil drug cartel that he helped create, or she helped create, however you want to say it. In all, the movie has a bad premise, it's a bad story, it's poorly acted, the music is terrible, and somehow it's also so bad, but also so forgettable, which is an amazing feat to achieve. And yet somehow, the Academy, this bastion of film and what film should aspire to, thinks it's worthy of potentially Best Picture and 12 other awards. It just doesn't make any sense. But those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.